Hello, welcome to Optics Trades YouTube channel. This is another episode of Optics Trade Debates. I'm Andrash.
My name is Theodor. Hello.
Today we'll be discussing another topic, as usual here in Optics Trade Debates. And this time the issue concerns one of the categories that we have on our webpage. Now we're going to talk about risers today. So customers often send us emails asking, what do you categorize in the category of risers? And I think that this debate is going to be a great answer for those looking for resolving that issue. So we're going to start, and I'm going to ask the basic question. So what are risers?
Well, the easiest way would be to say these are rails, but a little bit bigger, and their main function is to raise up the mounting surface for a couple of millimeters or even centimeters, like in this case. So when you have let's say a dovetail on the rifle as a standard, and you need a higher mounting solution, then a riser is sometimes the only choice, because we know that majority of rings are limited with the total height. So when even the highest option of rings is not high enough anymore, if you have any special scope, if you have any special situation how to mount it and so on, then you need a riser to gain some additional height, to gain some additional space. So the risers are basically rails which have the same standard on the bottom than on the top. So that means if a riser grabs an 11mm dovetail on the lower side, then also it features an 11mm dovetail on the upper side. Unfortunately, we don't have the most common riser at the moment here. This is from Picatinny to Picatinny, which just raises the mounting surface of a Picatinny rail for a centimeter or 50mm or something like that.
So I know that our customers always strive to have as few mounting components as possible, but when you need a riser, you just need one. So
it's basically when there is no other option to gain some space or bigger height, then the riser is the only choice. It is, however, true that mostly the risers are used with small caliber rifles and all those rifles which have a mild recoil, because if you mount, let's say, such a riser on a 338 Lapua Magnum and then a really heavy 1 kilogram heavy or more scope on top, you will probably run into problems one way or another, so something will start to move. But on small caliber rifles and air guns, risers are quite common and also in many cases very useful.
So with rifles that have low recoil, it's a good choice. Yes, so we're talking about the category of risers, which is connected somehow to the category of adapters that we also have on our webpage. And people our customers often ask us, what is adapters, what are risers, what is the difference between them? So now that we're discussing risers here, I would also like to ask, what is the difference between risers and adapters?
I have an adapter here. So what is the main difference? Well, riser just raises the height, so the same standard is on top and on the bottom. If it's 11mm dovetail on the bottom, it is 11mm on top. The same goes if it's Picatinny on the bottom, there is a Picatinny rail on top. With adapters, it's different. You have a different standard on the bottom and different standard on the top. Usually the adapters, they grab dovetail on the bottom. That means this one, for instance, is for 11mm dovetail, and then they feature a Picatinny rail on top.
So I would say this is especially useful for mounting red dot sights that have integrated Picatinny Weaver mount underneath.
We could say that the risers are a special kind of adapters. Risers are those adapters which have the same rail or dovetail on the bottom and on top, while the adapters usually have a different rail on top and different, they grab the different rail on the bottom.
This is useful because Picatinny is one of the most widespread standards, right?
With a riser, you just gain additional millimeters in height. With an adapter, you can change the mounting standard. You can go from dovetail to Picatinny, and this is the main difference.
So both are really useful in certain situations.
Yeah, with mounting, you ran into problems a lot of times. There is a height issue to get the proper eye relief and so on. And well, the risers and the adapters are just two of the special kinds of mounts which can help you in such situations.
I think that we've clarified the difference between the categorizing of adapters and risers on our webpage.
Well, I think that anyone who looked at our video about adapters and now who is looking about the video of risers, all will look the video of the adapters later. I think both of those two categories are nicely defined in these two videos, so I think it shouldn't be any problems anymore after that.
So if you found the video useful, hit like, hit subscribe, and if you got any additional questions, you can leave a comment in the comment section below or send us an email and we'll reply to it. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.